The governor of Louisiana, John Bel Edwards, hosted a press conference to announce a partnership with East Baton Rouge Parish Schools and IBM, which will be a 9 through 14 school at Terra High School. And what that's going to be able to do, it's in the STEM field, the science, technology, engineering, and math. Our students there, the 30 or 40 that we enter into this program, will be able to go through a 4-year program, actually graduate from school, and then come back for either 1 or 2 years to get a degree, associate's degree in college, and with IBM accountability. So it really is an incredible program. West Baton Rouge is doing it as well with 2 schools there. But to have IBM, the only school in the state of Louisiana, Terra High School, the only school system, East Baton Rouge Parish Schools, to partner with IBM right now is powerful, powerful stuff.
Today I'm really proud to announce that a memorandum of understanding has been signed to establish the PTech program in Louisiana schools. The program called Pathways in Technology Early College High Schools. So that's what the PTech stands for. What began as one program in Brooklyn in 2011, which, as these programs go, 2011 wasn't that long ago, but it's now expanded to over 100 programs across the country. But these are the first 3 programs in the state of Louisiana. And I was impressed by the model of what they put on the table and saw the potential for similar programs here in Louisiana. And we always talk about how in just a short period of time things have changed, not just in Louisiana but around the country, and I suspect around the world, where you can't just graduate from high school anymore and have a solid path to the middle class. It doesn't work. At a bare minimum, you've got to have some skill certification. Preferably, you're going to have that and an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree, whatever it is. But we know that the high school degree is not enough in and of itself for the vast majority of people. And that's why, Jalen, you're never going to be disappointed that you participated in this program. Because it offers students a pathway for success to obtain their diploma and a no-cost, I'm going to say that again, a no-cost associate's degree in the STEM field. And marrying up the program that we are offering with the demands of the workplace makes all the sense in the world, because people aren't just going to have more education and more skills. They're going to have them in the fields that are demanding folks at that particular point in time. So this fall, the program is going to begin in Terra High School in East Baton Rouge, and Terra will partner with IBM. It's going to happen at Bruley and Port Island High Schools in West Baton Rouge, which are partners with Dow. And of course, that makes sense. We have IBM in Baton Rouge, and we have Dow across the river. And so it's exciting that this is going to happen, and all three schools are going to then work with the Baton Rouge Community College. So this is how it works. You take a school district, you take a corporate partner, and you take a community and technical college system, and you put them in a room, and you make this work so that the kids really do get a benefit. And I shouldn't call them kids. These young people get a real benefit from the program. The whole purpose is to make sure that more students have the skills that they need to compete in the 21st century job market. And more companies will want to do business here, knowing we have the talent pipeline that they need. And I keep saying this point as well, and it is really true, and I suspect we all think it's true to some degree, but as governor talking to CEOs, those who have businesses in the United States, in the state of Louisiana that they may want to expand, or those who are not here at all, whether they are in the United States or from somewhere around the world, the number one thing they're interested in before they're going to invest their money is, will we have access to talent? Will we have access to employees who will know what they need to know and be able to do what they need to do so that we can be successful? And if you can say yes in a credible way and check that box, you get to the second inquiry. But if you don't check that box, you never get to the second inquiry. And that's why I was in New Orleans this morning, and I saw for the first time myself the DXC Technology sign on Poitras Street, the largest economic development deal in our state's history. 2,000 permanent jobs at one site, and average salary is $63,000. They would not have come, but we have stabilized our support for higher education in Louisiana. And by the way, they're already talking about increasing their jobs to 3,500 because the demand for their services around the globe are so strong. But they would not be here had we not demonstrated a solid commitment to education. And that's what this P-TECH program is too. It's another manifestation of that commitment, but it wouldn't be possible without Dow, without IBM, without the community and technical college system and our school districts. Now, it just so happens, and I've been asked a lot of questions over the last week about this. Tuesday night of last week, Don and I were very fortunate. We went to the state dinner at the White House. I'm going to close the loop. I'm not going to go out there crazy. And so we were at the state dinner, and the way that works is you get there at 6:30, you leave about 11 o'clock at night, and there's a lot of waiting at different points in the evening. And Donna and I had literally had about an hour and 15 minutes of wait after we got there before we went up to take our pictures and go into the dining room. We spent most of that time talking to Jenny Rometty. And do you know what she wanted to talk to me about? No, wait, first of all, Jenny Rometty is the IBM CEO. You know what she wanted to talk to me about? The P-TECH program. And I let her go on and on. I didn't tell her that we had the meetings last fall and that we were going to be making these, because I wanted her to tell me why she thought it was so important, not just for IBM, but for the country and for these kids. And so she went on and on and on. And then I said, well, you know, we've got an exciting announcement coming up next week where we're going to do that in 3 of our high schools. So the CEO of IBM, with all of her responsibilities all over the globe, with all of her thousands of employees and everything that's on her mind, what she wanted to talk to me about, knowing that I was the governor of a state, was the P-TECH program. And here we are. So when we get finished, we're going to take a nice photograph, and I'm going to send her a letter, and I'm going to close the loop with her too, and let her know how much we appreciate what IBM is doing, and certainly Dow as well. So I'm excited about these programs. They're going to start this fall. I'm grateful for the partnerships that have been forged in order to bring this wonderful concept to this state. And I hope that with this MOU and these 3 schools, that this is just the beginning. This is nowhere near mission accomplished. There's not a finish line here. This is the beginning. We want to make it work, and we want to demonstrate the success so that school districts and corporate partners are fighting to start P-TECH programs in their schools, because I think it'll make that big of a difference where we have them. So I want to thank all of you again for being here, for giving me the opportunity to do something today that is truly remarkable and something that is going to have a lasting impact here in the great state of Louisiana. And I'm now going to be followed by the IBM Foundation President, Jennifer Crozier. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Governor Edwards, and thank you to your entire team here. This is definitely an initiative that takes partnership. And there's so much partnership in this room as I've had a chance to visit with all of you, and I know the work it's taken to get to today. The reason that Jenny Rometty is so passionate about P-TECH, as are all of us at IBM, is because we've seen the results. We've seen the results. It was in 2011 that we launched the first P-TECH school, as you recall, in Brooklyn. And we've already seen, as our first class has graduated, 4 times the national rate of on-time college completion. Academic standards that are outstanding, and students getting not just jobs, but careers. That's the goal that we want. That's what we care about at IBM. And why do we care about that? Well, we care about that because what do we spend our time at IBM doing? We create some of the world's most cutting-edge technology, from cloud to artificial intelligence to blockchain. We work with clients across industries, every single industry you can imagine, using these technologies to transform their businesses. And so we see the way that that's going to change jobs. And we're not frightened by it. We see this as a time of great technical opportunity, but we know that workforces are going to have to evolve as quickly as the technology. Students have to keep up, and the states and the countries that invest in their students and move quickly to make sure that they have those skills will win. So that's when we created IBM. And I am delighted that today, Louisiana will be the 8th state to join the PTech family within the United States. We are so thrilled to have Dow and to be a partnership here. You know, it's really important to know there are 450 companies that are part of the IBM network. And that's part of why we believe that this long-term, this is a beginning. This is a beginning. This is something that's going to drive long-term, scalable economic growth because it's not any one company, it's not any one industry. And that's incredibly important to our model. The vast majority of the students may go on to a 4-year degree, or they may come to work. We have 17 of them. Jalen is one of our newest hires who are working at IBM, and the results are tremendous. So we are thrilled about this model. We are thrilled to have the state of Louisiana on board, and we do hope that this is a beginning. Now let me take a moment to introduce you to Jalen, because the real star of PTech isn't the companies or the community colleges or the schools. It's the students who then become the graduates. And Jalen graduated, like many PTech students, ahead of schedule. We have almost a third of our students who are taking the 6 years and doing it in an abbreviated format. And Jalen did his in 5 years. And then took time to go. We couldn't get him at IBM right out of the chute. He went to National Geographic and did some really cool things there first. But now he's coming over to IBM, where he will be testing Watson and working on artificial intelligence and beginning a tremendous career. Jalen?
Hi guys, this moment I've been waiting for. My name is Jalen. I couldn't be more happy to be here to see you guys today. When I was asked if I wanted to share my PTech experience, I jumped at the chance because I guess this is kind of, again, what I've been waiting for. Honestly, it makes me happy too, because when you know about something amazing, you want to share it with everybody that you know. So my story, my dad's from Jamaica, my mom's African American, so that's a little bit about my heritage. I'm the first in my family to attend college and graduate. My parents took education very seriously. When I was in elementary school, I actually was skipped. So I went from 2nd to 8th grade homeschooled. So stepping into high school was already something that was a little different for me. But being homeschooled by my mom, it made me see that I could pretty much do anything. Because when you're homeschooled, you have a bigger variety of just learning whatever you want at that time and that day. It's like, what do you want to learn today? What do you want to do? So she kept me on my toes all the time. Everything was basically a learning opportunity. We went on day trips. We went on history lessons. It's a good experience. I'm a little nervous, but my mom she always let me be me. I was always fascinated by technology, taking them apart, putting them back together. Putting them back together was a little bit of the harder part, of course, but I was always taking them apart, wanting to put them back together, let's say that. So when she noticed that about me, she wanted to know a little bit more about what it was that I wanted to do. So I told her that maybe I should start going to high school. You know, I should actually go and be in a New York Public City high school, because they could probably help me with these things that I want to learn more about technology or computers, why they work the way they do, or why do TVs turn on, or why does the remote work for the TV, or the things that I asked as a child. So when it was time for high school, she let me make my own decision. A few friends that I already knew were accepted to PTech, so that's another reason why I went, because it was like, why not go? I have some friends that's going there already. Pathways in Technology, early college, high school already sounds like they're trying to set you up for a pathway in technology or something that's lifelong. When I started the classes, I was a little nervous, kind of like I am now talking to you guys, but it's all right because, you know, it's nothing to be nervous about. When I started PTech in 2011, yeah, like Jen said, I started PTech in 2011. I was a little nervous, but having classmates there, having people around you, which I think is the best part about PTech, is you have friends around you. So you build these relationships with these friends. So if you ever have an issue, I can go to these friends and I can ask them these problems. Or I can, you know, maybe they have the same problems as me, so it doesn't make me feel like I'm the only one that's going through that at the time. What else? They gave you the chances to start college early, so that's another thing that I love about PTech. For me, it gives you work at your own pace, basically. So we had to take regions. For me, I took English and I took New York, because that's the way it goes in New York. You have to take regents before you can go on. But for us, the regents we had to take in order to be qualified for college classes. So we had to go through that, and going through that already readies you, you know, to understand what it's like to work hard or to have to go over things over again, or don't give up on yourself, because I honestly took a couple regents, a couple times, but that already gives you a boost into hard work or to not want to give up on certain things. But just like any other New York public city high school, P-Tech is a district curriculum. They have many different opportunities that are provided by IBM, and once I noticed that in the 9th grade, we went on a lot of trips to IBM. IBM Fishkill is one of the places that we had went. And once I seen Watson for the first time, which is interesting because my position in IBM will be a cognitive Watson tester. So just to see him in 9th grade, and now that I'm working with him, is a little bit of an interesting thing for me, because I always wondered, like, wow, like to me he's like a celebrity because we're watching him play Jeopardy. So why does this guy know how to answer these questions? And in 9th grade, that's how I felt. So now when I think about, you don't really notice all the work that you do, so now looking at everything that I have done, because what made my story a little bit unique, which is the interesting about it, my commute was different. In my 4th or 5th year in P-Tech, I moved, so I ended up living on my own. So I had to travel 2 hours from my home to P-Tech, and then after a while I had to get a job as well. So I had a lot of responsibilities on my plate as far as a job, I had homework, I had things like that. So I had to really make sure I set my priorities straight, and I was on top of myself with that. And the thing about P-Tech is they notice that, and I like P-Tech because they're not afraid to shy away from like your home life. They're very interested in that as well, because they know that that ties into your work. I mean, they know that that ties into your schoolwork. So I love that about P-Tech, because I feel like it is it's a family. It becomes a family, especially because you guys start off anew. And you want to do these things for these kids. You want to make them better. You want to see them grow. You want them to have jobs. You want them to be able to take care of their families, things that I'm going to be able to do now. So that's something that I feel like is most important about P-Tech, because we're giving opportunities to kids that didn't have them before, and things that I thought that I would never be able to do, or graduating from school before anybody else in my school, or before anybody else in my family, I'm sorry. So being able to do that was just another beautiful thing, to be able to see my mom, be happy about that I'm the first to graduate from college. And not everybody has that opportunity, because you have to pay so much for these classes. But being that IBM and P-Tech are gathered together in order to make it where you don't have to pay at all, there's no cost for these classes. I remember, I will never forget the one time we got this bill from the college, because you're normally supposed to get them, and it was like $2,000, and my mom was like freaking out, because what is this? And it's honest, college classes are a lot of work. So when college classes are a lot of money. So once you can take away that money, and then you see this free associate's degree, I told all of my friends about it, because I didn't even think that this was real. So I have 4 friends that I grew up with in the same building that go to the school as well, and I'm waiting to see them graduate because they're younger than me. So, but I like to see that, and I wanted my brother to go there, and everybody that I knew, I just wanted to have those same opportunities. So I feel like that is what P-Tech can do for you. It can give you those opportunities and mold you into a better person, a lifelong learner. Once you go through these college classes, it builds a different stamina in you, to where you want to work harder. You want to know what this is, because with professors, it's different from high school. So you see the difference now, and you see that the professors are not necessarily giving you much help. You have to ask a little bit more when you're in college. You have to want to pass this class. You have to want to ask the teacher, I don't understand this, So then when you have classmates that don't understand these things either, because you guys are peers now, so you guys talk about these things after class, like, I don't get this, or I don't get this either. But then you realize, well, we all don't get it. So if we all don't get it, then we can all go to the professor at the same time. And then the professor likes to help as well, because they see these young high school students that, are doing things that college kids are doing at age 22, and we're 17, or we're 16, 15, not even 17 yet. So I think that that's the best part of P-Tech. It gives you this beautiful outlook on life. I feel like anybody can do anything if you put your mind to it, especially with P-Tech and how hard I work. Now I don't have to travel 2 hours anymore to school. I can travel a couple 30 minutes away from my house to my new location. I'll be working in Armonk in New York, and that's not too far from my home. So that just shows hard work. If you put your mind to whatever it is, you can do anything. Thank you guys for listening to me. I'm not too sure if I went over the time of talking, but I just really want you guys to understand. I really want you guys to get that gist. If I didn't make that gist, that P-Tech is great. Like, now I can pretty much, take care of my family. I told my mom, I'm like, Ma, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take care of us. So that's what I want all kids to be able to do. I want them to be able to take care of their family. So thank you guys for listening to me. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
One of the biggest hindrances to students going to college is money. So this is absolutely free. These students will be able to graduate not only from high school but from college with a debt-free program and go into a field in technology. So that is powerful. So it's basically a free ride through an associate's degree in college.
Terra High School is a comprehensive school in East Baton Rouge Parish. We teach kids that are in our attendance zone, and we try to give them all of the different things they need, from Jump Start to university classes, from AP to regular ed. So we're a full-fledged high school in East Baton Rouge Parish.
What is this going to mean for your students?
It means everything. Many of our kids don't go to college. A lot of their families didn't go to college. So what this does is it opens up a new atmosphere for them. They not only will ensure to get a high school diploma, but they'll end with a 2-year associate degree that will allow them jobs from $60,000 to $70,000 to $80,000. So this changes their life, and it changes their siblings' lives, and it gives hope to their community.
What's your reaction now that the program has been announced?
I'm really excited. I have a computer science background, so I understand all of the doors that will open. So I'm really excited, and the applications are available now. So for parents and students that are listening, if they go to the East Baton Rouge Parish School site, they can apply for Terra High School's P-TECH program.
Louisiana found us, and we were so excited to have the governor's leadership. He has a vision for economic development and skills, and the P-TECH model was a really great fit.
What do you think now that the program has been announced?
Well, we are thrilled to be coming to Louisiana. We have over 120 schools that'll be open this fall, and we've seen the results because so many of our students are already graduating on time or ahead of schedule. So we know this is making students both college and career ready.
What type of jobs are available at IBM for these students once they finish?
You know, they're what we call new collar jobs. So they're not white collar, they're not blue collar, but they are really good paying jobs. So those might be in cybersecurity, analytics, design, marketing, a whole range of fields where you really do need a 2-year associate's degree, but you might not need a 4-year degree to do it well.
I want to thank the governor for pushing this. Donald Sanji on the governor's staff, former superintendent, has been pushing this. Our board, David Tatman, president of our board, is here today. Karen Trish, principal of Terra High School, and their staff is here, and our staff, Ben Nikes and others are here to support us. We're going to make sure this program is a success and it moves our kids forward in East Baton Rouge Parish.
If people have questions like more information about this program and EBR, what should they do?
Well, www.ebrschools.org or 225-922-5400 or Terra High School.